Hey, welcome. So we're not quite done with the Subaru. However, it is kind of cold outside right now, so I'm gonna go change and I'll be right back. So the next issue I'm going to run into is building my rocker panels. Since I had to cut so much of the door away and it's still so rusty under there, I don't want to risk welding and catching the car on fire from the inside. So what I'm thinking right now is just building one out of fiberglass and working from there. I think I'm going to take the stock side skirts and use them as a mold and just extend onto it using the fiberglass. I'll be able to show you what I mean here in a second. So you can see this is how it normally fits. You can see there's a little bit of a gap all the way through here. So what I'm thinking is just rebuilding this actual side skirt and making it have the ability to bolt in. I'm gonna have it wrap up under the door and then screw in right there. And then on the underside, I'm going to extend it all the way underneath and have it bolt to the floorboard. The only reason I'm not gonna make it permanent is because there's a bolt under this fender, and if I were to block that, it would be permanently stuck on there. Another option I have is to take a piece of thin aluminum and rivet it in the span of this whole rocker panel. So I do rivets all the way down, and then I would take that piece of aluminum and bend it up underneath and rivet it to the bottom of the car, and that would essentially just replace the rocker panel in itself. I'm starting to think that might be the easier option for doing this. It would also take a lot less time to do. So I spent some time thinking about it, and I don't want to try and weld to this or take the time to make a fiberglass mold. So what I'm going to do is, I got this thin aluminum, it's a sheathing for a roof. So what I'm going to do is rivet it in and then wrap it up underneath and then rivet on the underside, and then that'll just simulate a rocker panel. Here are most of the supplies I'm going to be using, minus a drill and some drill bits, but got the sheathing, some scissors, seam sealer, rivets, and a rivet gun. I'm using 3/16 rivets. They'll be alright for this, but essentially what I'm going to do is cut the sheathing to size and then lay a bead of seam sealer, and then I will rivet it up and into the quarter panel, or rocker panel. So the first thing I'm going to do is spray some rust converter just through this area, all the way down and underneath, just to cover it up and kind of combat against it. I know it's not going to forever, I don't expect it to, but it's too far gone for me to want to weld anything into it. So this is how I'm going to take the first course of action. Alright, so I got sheathing riveted in up top. Essentially just took rivets and drilled through and then was riveting them in. Put seam sealer underneath and it kind of came up, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to leave it. Door's going to cover it, so I don't really care. Should be alright. So I have the rocker in. You can kind of see the rivets up front, in front of the door, but it's going to do its job. Not too worried. Underneath, I just riveted it all the way down and then laid a bead of seam sealer. Called it good. Next step, I'm going to put the side skirts on. Here's the finished product. Am I happy with it? Yeah. Proud of it? Not really. It'll do the job though. So, this is the final product. There are a few minor issues with it. I have a few runs in my paint that I need to wet sand still, and I need to wet sand where I blended up into the quarter. Along with that, there is some rust stain on the bumper itself that I'm going to need to wet sand off, and after all that's done, it should look pretty good. As far as keeping the bumper in place, I use one of these quick release pins. I got it on eBay, and how it works is all you have to do is push the button and it'll pop right out of its place. I didn't end up making a video on how to do this, however it is pretty easy, and I'll link a video of how to install them down below. So I am at a stopping point to where I'm driving this every day now. There are a few other things that I want to do to it. There is a little bit of rust on the roof, and I want to get rid of that wing in the back. If you like this video, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Feel free to like and subscribe. Catch you in the next one.